We just got to summer shredding, and I have to say it's a pretty crazy feeling considering how this is where everything started for me, being on this exact stage. First off, there's going to be the Transformation Men, and then after that, we're just going to go through the rest of the show, interview some people, and get to live this experience from a completely other point of view. So I'm really excited for this. I'm probably going to cry a lot. Should be a good day. The energy is a really big, important piece of especially posing, because you only have 30 seconds to really show them who you are.
Right.
The only person who I remember competing last year, like how hyped they were, was Tortilla. Because dude came in like,
I know, yeah.
You know?
Energy.
You need to make sure that they remember you at the end of the day, because there's X many amount of competitors and you want to make it.
Of course.
So when you come in, you know, like a little pep in the step, go, hey, what's up everybody?
Yeah.
And then we started simulating what it would be like to go on stage, from greeting the audience to posing, smiling, and just honestly being happy to be able to experience this whole thing. This was the first time, by the way, Mark has ever taken his shirt off in public, and you can imagine how proud I was as a coach to be there for this moment and to see how confident he was. After this, I hosted the posing clinic, and it was time to have a serious talk about what was to come. What was your starting weight?
292 pounds.
And now you're at?
172.
She's
120 pounds.
120 flat.
Yep.
Because you were like hard stuck, plateaued. What did I do differently for you than you weren't doing before?
First, it's the push. I think when you start to plateau, you start to be really easy on yourself. And I think that when you need to lose that weight and you are doing a plateau, you need somebody, I guess, with guidance to give you some different direction, because obviously something's not working. And then second of all, it's the knowledge. You can only crash diet for so long. And then I think at that point, like your body's like, okay, like we're not doing anymore.
And I mean, well, and you're also natural, which obviously changes things. So like midway through our working together, he had a bit of time where he started plateauing and he wasn't really moving. When you're coaching, you always have two options when somebody's having trouble. You empathize with them or tough love. Choosing the wrong one at times can completely break someone. Because I knew that his aspirations were quite obviously impressive and there was to compete at summer shredding, I knew that if he was going to survive this, he had to be able to push. So I wouldn't even call it tough love, because I didn't really give you any love, it was just straight tough.
Yeah.
And from that day on, you never deviated. And after you see guys last year like Josh in a wheelchair doing this, it's like, dude, what the fuck is your excuse?
Oh my God, zero excuse.
What is your excuse?
Zero.
So my question to you, so the first time somebody asked me this, I should have started crying, it was crazy. Mitch Hooper, and he asked me, he's like, are you ready to win? And I was like, it's the only thing that I can visualize. So he's like, so are you ready to lose? I was like, fuck, I never even thought of that, you know? It took me a long time to come up with my answer, but like, let's say tomorrow you don't win. Is that something that you find would make this entire journey for you feel useless?
No, and actually, to be honest with you, I've thought about that a lot, and I've come up with the conclusion that I don't think that I had until today. It sounds cliche, but everybody's like, appreciate the process, appreciate the things that you've learned on the way. And I think that regardless if I was to compete or not tomorrow, I think I've already won. If I don't win tomorrow, then I will be at the next show. And this is something that I love doing now. And because I am so competitive, I'm gonna be in this industry for, I think, a long time.
I just want to let you know that you're a big inspiration to me. I watched a YouTube video and I followed you on Instagram and I saw your transformation, and today tomorrow I'll be doing my first transformation. And I just want to say thank you.
I'm excited for you, man. How much weight did you lose total?
Total 100 pounds.
Fuck yeah, man.
So
that's amazing. So we just got back to the hotel and we actually have a box waiting for us from Transcend, so might as well see what goodies they sent us. So the first phase, obviously, of my next thing is going to be I have to cut weight to get into a better physique, because now that I'm healthy again and my body's responding to things, we can really push it again. Holy. So the first one is, well, we got a bunch of terzepatide, which is going to be very useful. So I will be increasing the dose, of course. Right now I'm only taking 4 milligrams. I'll be increasing the dose because obviously now it's time to really cut weight, and this is going to help me cut the weight while protecting my muscle. Ooh, these are very nice new bottles. So these are the new bottles for the GHKCU cream. Oh, it's like a little push thing. And next up, well, we have tamoxifen because, as you all know, I will be starting the super supplements fairly soon. Don't worry, I'll be very open and tell you guys exactly when that happens. And this is going to help block my estrogen as we do that. Now I gotta go to bed because we gotta wake up in 5 hours to go to summer shredding. See y'all tomorrow. And then it was here, game day. And I have to say, I felt super weird being on the other side of things because last time I was in this room, I spent most of the day crying. And so we started with the bodybuilders, and you can tell how amazing this community is by them just cracking jokes on stage.
Give it up for the contestant number 3, Jose Alvarez.
And then came transformation class, obviously my favorite part of the day. And I can't lie, I got emotional a few times during some of these videos. And as you can tell, I wasn't the only one. And then it was Mark's turn.
Once you get rid of the bad things in life and your focus is just, hey, every day I'm gonna go forward.
Give it up for contestant number 54, Mark Seidel.
Yeah!
It's hard, man. It's a lot of hard work. I'm just, look at how shaky I am. I can't even control it. Whew. Did I look okay?
You look good.
You know, I thought I loved all of this. Like, and I do, but that was the moment where I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like, that was incredible. All of that work for 30 seconds on stage, but that 30 seconds is so rewarding. It's so crazy. And hearing everybody else's transformation too back there, everybody's story is just so different. Like, massively different, but we all did the same thing. Like, that's crazy how this community just like comes together. It's like, it doesn't matter what your ethnic background is or culture or whatever it is, like whatever you were struggling with, we all struggled with the same thing, which was weight. And we all lost the weight, and now we all look incredible and feel good. Like, that's just like, makes me so bright.
After this, I figured it was time to go hear from some of the other competitors. So first of all, what's your name?
Cesar Ariano.
And you just did one of the most iconic things we will probably ever see at summer shredding. You did a quad stomp while showing your prosthetic leg.
Yes.
What inspired you to do that?
It's to show display that I'm not embarrassed about my leg. I'm all about my prosthetic, first and foremost.
So what got you to do summer shredding in the first place?
I saw her last year do it. So
You're gonna get me going, stop.
No. Inspiration. Whew.
Fuck off.
I am so sorry.
Let's go.
No, but it was just emotional there. I mean,
I'll get your tan, sorry. No, bro.
no, but like I said, I'm gonna keep doing the show. I'm gonna move forward. I hope to get back on maybe NPC again. That is the goal. That is the major goal. But this was such an exciting event. I mean, like I said, I learned from her husband. You know, they gave me props on what words to use. You know, help out my video. It was great.
Amazing. Thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I mean, I saw you coming off stage, and obviously, fuck.
It's all good, bro.
I saw how emotional you were.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Well, it's been a decade this year, so the timing just kind of matches up. But I lost my mom to weight loss complications. She had the surgery done. She had a gastric bypass. Sepsis took her because of the complications from the surgery. And I vowed when I met my wife to change my life. There's more to it than just band-aiding a fix. And my mom was a victim of that. And I didn't want to be a victim. And I chose love. I chose to love myself and my wife and my mom. Because she's the reason I'm here today. And not being able to see her face in the crowd is just messing with my head, bro. So I don't mean to break down, but my emotions are a nightmare right now.
Welcome to summer shredding.
Yeah. And knowing that I did this for my wife, but the one person that I wanted to do it for the most isn't there. Just sucks, you know? And I appreciate you sharing this emotion with me. I can see it in your eyes. You're not just saying these things.
Yeah, I think the tears kind of shows it.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations.
Thank you.
You already won. No matter what happens today, you already won.
I've been telling people that. I don't care what happens here. It's not about that. It's bigger than that.
Absolutely. And even though every summer shredding I apparently turn into an emotional mess, that's where the magic lies. It's not about the trophies or the medals. Even though there's $120,000 in prizing, that's just the cherry on top. It's about the people who get to celebrate pushing themselves far past what they think they could ever do. Now, they lined up the transformation class winners, and this is the competitor who won the whole thing.
I used to think learning how to walk again after spine surgery would be the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Good job, Dan.
My name is Zach Keaton, and I'm 35 years old. So when my wife was first diagnosed with cancer, this was in the fall of 2023. Her and I were high school sweethearts. We had built a family. We had raised kids together. It was the typical American dream, as they say. Unfortunately, in the fall of 2023, like I mentioned, she was diagnosed with cancer. After about a 15-month battle, she ultimately lost her life just 3 days before Christmas this past year. We experienced all the emotions, fear, anger, just the sense of unknowing of what the future would hold. Some days would be more fearful, some days would be more hopeful. The ultimate pain was there was no linear emotion graph. It was a roller coaster of emotions the entire time. One of the things that actually helped me tremendously through this entire previous 2 years was the gym and being disciplined.
I have this guy named Zach.
Yeah.
He posts all the time. He's killing it.
Yeah.
With my wife's cancer diagnosis, the future or lack of future and just the unknowing, the one thing I could control was getting to the gym, putting my mind at ease for at least 60 minutes and knowing that no matter what was going on outside the gym, that I could control what was going on inside the gym. I definitely look at life, completely different now. Every chance that you get to tell your loved ones that you love them, but unless they've gone through exactly what you're going through, then they have no idea what you're going through. So try to find someone that has gone what you go through. If anyone sees this and they want to reach out, like my Instagram is, DMs are open, so reach out and I'll help however I can.
I remember this moment far too well, not grasping it and feeling emotions I had never felt before, and seeing it from the other side was just as intense. And as we watched him celebrate, this moment damn near broke me because I knew he was talking to his departed wife. The female overall transformation winner, her story was wildly intense, coming from a home of very bad domestic abuse and beatings. And when she found her spark in the gym and fitness, she never looked back. So tell me about how you felt when you walked on stage.
Beyond nervous when you're sitting there and you're watching the guy in front of you, and I wanted to like hype up the crowd and stuff like that, but I remember seeing Christian's dad's like, come on, let's go. And in that split second, it's really the only thing I can remember, that's what hyped me up. Like, it doesn't make sense in time. Like, you put 54 weeks of work in for 30 seconds, And I don't think it would make sense to anybody who hasn't done this, but that was reward enough.
With what you just said there, so having not placed in the top 5, does it make sense to you? Especially because, I mean, of course, last night you probably beat the shit out of yourself up, right?
Right, did.
Does it make sense now that you've had time to almost step back, look at it, have a chat with your wife, to put that much emphasis on that single 30-second after working for that many months and years?
These past 54, 56 weeks, whatever it's been, of just like straight dieting, like I felt like I could not have given any more, like physically. So in my mind, I was expecting to, you know, at least play, so on and so forth, just because of the hard work. But after beating myself up last night, not really sleeping because I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking, what they say about the process and the entire transformation, what you've learned in that time, I think was the most valuable thing. Like, of course, yes, I wish I placed. So I'm going to come back in September and I'm going to look insane.
What did that feel like when they announced your name?
For the comeback?
Yeah.
I mean, I know my story, and I knew like what it entailed. Obviously, I didn't know how I would compare it to other people, but I had a pretty good feeling I would at least place in the top 5 to go on to the championship show. But funny enough, I thought the gentleman that came in second was going to win, and then when his video started playing,
yeah,
I was backstage, and man, I lost it. Because I knew my video was about to play, and I hadn't watched my video since I submitted it 2 months ago. And so that was the first time rewatching it and having to relive more or less everything that was in the video.
The content of it, how it's narrated, the storytelling is just, it's honestly top tier. And I cried my eyes out when I watched it.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Ali, we were both sitting there, and I'm just like, fucking don't look at me.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess I'll be seeing you in September.
Yeah, definitely.
The championships.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But I guess if there's anything that you could say to everybody else, what would it be?
You know, don't let your circumstances define you. You know, you can do it. And if anyone had any kind of excuse to not succeed and not be able to accomplish their goals or whatever, it was me. And if I can do it, I promise anybody can do it.
I swear, if ever anybody says like that they have any sort of reason as to why they can't do it, I'll just show them your video and go like, shut the fuck up and get to work. It's quite obvious. But it's sick, man. I'll see you in September. So as you can see, summer shredding is so much more than just about winning, and every single person that stepped on stage today for the transformation class was a bright and shining example of the few that are very successful in their weight loss journey. If you're thinking about doing it, the only thing that I can ever tell you is just to start. Because at the end of the day, it will only ever be you that can stop you. So just remember that it is not about winning a piece of plastic or a piece of metal. At the end of the day, these people just won their lives back. And are you going to be the next person to do it? But as always, let's change the world together.